Hi guys, it's Kelly. Hey, I'm going crazy in my art journal, and I did this page last night along with the create page, but didn't. I just got too tired. Couldn't do the voiceover. So this is the inside cover of my art journal, and I gessoed it. I had some paper on there. Didn't like it, so I gessoed it. I wanted to play with some of the paints that I was talking about in my other video, where you can make your own color. Just mix it with a white acrylic paint. And this was kind of cool. I really liked how pastel-y the turquoise ink, the Dylusions ink, when I mixed it with the white paint. And it kind of had some marbling effects in there, which you can't see in the video very well, but I really liked that color. But as I was trying different paint colors, and again, I was just experimenting with making my own paint colors using white paint with the Dylusions ink. I wasn't real crazy about it. You have to have a thicker bodied paint, and the white paint that I have is pretty cheap. It's just the cheap acrylic paint. So once you start adding the ink to it, it waters it down. So I wasn't, and you lose some of that color that you're looking for. So I tried the orange, and then when I actually put it down, it kind of wound up looking a little peachy, and I didn't like that. So I just kind of slapped down the paint randomly. I really didn't have much of a plan for this other than it was going to be pastel-y, or trying to start with pastel. But then the more I started messing with the paint, the more I realized I'm not really liking how that's looking for the idea I had here. So I wound up just spraying more ink on it until I got it to look the way I wanted it to look. I wanted a nice soft background because I had some butterflies in mind for this page, and some flowers and stuff like that. And that was pretty much the only plan I had. So I just added some blues, some purples, some pinks, some greens, some yellows, and got it to where I liked it. It took some time and just playing with some colors, but I wound up liking that purpley hue in the background. I thought that was kind of nice, but they still wind up looking pretty pastel. And again, that was kind of what I was starting off with and trying to do. So, and then I just thought, well, we're gonna have to do some stamping once it gets all dried out, and I finally got all my paints and stuff to dry. So just choosing my tools, things I'm gonna need here. I don't think I can make it go any faster. And using archival ink, because I knew I was gonna be messing around with it afterwards. And because it was such an uneven page, because the front of the page, if you guys don't remember, the front of my art journal has some really chunky embellishments on it, and it just doesn't lay flat. So the stamping wasn't working really well, and it's really hard to stamp straight, with the clear stamp pads that I was using. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I knew I was going to paint those leaves at the top. It's probably hard for you to see, but I put leaves at the top, and I knew I was going to paint them with green paint. So whether they stamped or not, I would still just paint in a leaf. So, and I'm just stamping some different butterfly stamps that I happen to have on there and trying to get, pretty good impressions. Some of them turned out better than others, but again, it didn't matter to me whether or not they were perfect. But so after, what am I doing here? Oh, I don't have green paint, so I just did my yellow and blue and my thick body paint because I wanted the leaves to have some more texture to them. The page has a lot of texture from the gesso, and I did that on purpose. I really sloppily just slapped on the gesso so it would have these little peaks and stuff in it. But I wanted the leaves to have, and I love that paint that I got. It's a really thick bodied paint. It's by, I don't know if you could see it when I show it, Grumbacher. I don't know how to say it, but it's Academy acrylic paint. And comes in like a tube. It's really, really good, high quality paint. I got it on sale, and I like it a lot. So, so I just loaded my brush and just did 2 swipes per leaf and let the paint just blob on there to show that texture in the leaves, and I was real happy with the way that turned out. So and then I just used my extra paint that I had left over and just painted it on the next page, I have no idea what I'm going to do with all that green, but if I don't like it, I can just gesso it and start over. So, and I'm trying really hard to keep all my other pages, you know, together, not get them messed up, but oh well. So I'm just drying that paint so the pages don't stick together, and then drying the paint on the leaves. And then I had printed out on my printer, Perfect is so boring. And then I had some more things, but I like just Perfect is so boring. And there was nothing perfect about this page because, again, there was a lot of imperfections on it because it was the back cover and it's chipboard with paper on it and completely uneven, and the stamping wasn't even, and I was perfectly okay with that. So I thought it was really perfect to use that Perfect is so boring to put on this page. And I'm just inking the edges of all the little pieces of paper that I just tore out, and again just printing it off from my computer onto my printer, and using archival ink to ink the edges. And then that's just my matte medium, and just laying those down wherever I liked how they looked. And it does smear still, and I used archival. I think probably some of the ink was smearing in with it too, but it was okay. It was with the theme. All the little imperfections, I think, make it my own and absolutely unique. So after I use the matte medium, I'm just drying it. And I think I wound up using my matte medium and just putting it all over. So here I just have some extra in my little drawer. I just had some extra little butterflies that I had punched out previously, and I'm just playing with them, just trying. Again, there's no real plan. I'm just recording literally just as I do it, and I didn't have a plan of what I was going to do, so I was just playing with different things and seeing what would work. And I didn't have enough of those butterflies with the right kind of color combination that I liked. I wanted to pick up on some of that pink that's in the background, that purpley pink tone. So I punched out some more butterflies, and then I realized, you know, I need some highlights or something in the background there. So I just put some gesso on my finger and just swiped it over randomly on the page. Just kind of break it up. I kind of like how that makes it look. And I wind up just using my matte medium because I was thinking about giving them some dimension, but every time I would turn the pages in my journal, they would just fall off. So I decided to just stick them down with the medium, and then after I did that, you know, again, I wound up just going over the whole thing with matte medium. And then it looks like it kind of skipped in between each leaves. You can see that little white line. I just used my Jelly Roll pen, the opaque pen, and just drew like a little vine, like a little line in between all the leaves, just to kind of make them pop a little bit better. They were kind of blending in. I think that helped. But I just stamped another thing from that stamping, the Inkadoo stamp set, just some flowers on the edge there because I wanted something going on in the corner, and I didn't want to. I decided just to stamp instead of putting down another big bulky flower. And I actually have some flowers that I'm going to use on the next page that I'm kind of excited about. I almost want to go back and cover these flowers that I painted in with one of my paper flowers. But I don't know. After I painted them, I'll probably just leave it. I think it wound up okay. But there it is. That's some pictures of the finished project. Looks like they're all crooked, but I just wanted to share that with you as I made it. It's got a lot of texture to it, and I had such a blast doing it. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching it too, and it wasn't too crazy fast. And thank you so much for watching.